Good evening, everyone. This is Ron Duggar here. We're grateful that you could attend. And let me give you the purpose of tonight's presentation. I really want to go over all of the elements that I think are needed for you to make a decision. At the end of this presentation, I hope that you'll have enough information that you can say, you know what, I want to move forward with this, or this isn't for me, and that would be okay. So we're going to use as kind of our guide on the front screen here. We're going to kind of go clockwise. So we're going to talk a little bit about the IoT ecosystem and that network that is driving everything that we're going to be talking about tonight. And then go into the next hexagon there. We'll talk about Helium and its role and how its use case is going to help solve one of the problems and challenges that the IoT network or the IoT ecosystem has. And then how we can also, as just average people, can participate using Helium's platform to profit from the IoT ecosystem in the next coming years. We'll move on and talk a little bit about iHub Global. That is a marketing company that is really blowing up the Helium Network and is going to be the largest, if not already the largest, single deployer of the hotspots in the Helium network. We'll talk a little bit about the economy in which this kind of operates in. We call the sharing economy. We'll talk some more a little bit about Startyourcrypto, and that's another entity that is part of the iHub groups, and we're going to try to dominate the iHub affiliate program, and you can be a part of that with us. And so we'll give you some justification as to why you might want to join through us. And then finally, it's the decision time. And so with that in mind, let's go ahead and get moving forward. First of all, we've got to go ahead and read our disclaimer. All information and discussions regarding cryptocurrencies, installment of operations, iHub support, and educational materials are for education and entertainment purposes only, are in general nature, and are intended as and not intended as investment, legal, or tax advice. Each person's personal investment, risk level, and financial situation is unique and different, and the information provided may not apply or work effectively for you. By signing up for and attending or participating in our informational internet or in-person workshops, seminars, and follow-up meetings, you agree that Bob Adams, Ron Duggar, Tony Elder, and all affiliated companies, representatives, associates, or employees, information providers, are hereby held harmless from all liability and loss associated with the information and discussions provided, and as to any action or strategy you may choose to implement with regard to the same. Okay, so we're going to first talk about the fourth industrial revolution, and this marks the beginning of the imagination age. There are four major elements, and I've pulled this information off of Wikipedia, so you're welcome to go and look up fourth industrial revolution. There's a great deal more information, but it sums it up in these four key areas. First of all, is the interconnection, the ability of machines, devices, sensors, and people to connect and communicate with each other via the Internet of Things, or the Internet of People. Now, as we go through each of these four areas, keep in mind as we move on to the other topics and see how the companies that will be discussed tonight, how they kind of fit into these four areas. So the next one is information transparency, the transparency afforded by Industry 4.0 technologies. So we're talking about blockchain and how transparent those are, as well as just the whole system of decentralized and blockchain is very transparent. Everybody can follow all the way back in the history of a blockchain. It's really open. Technical assistance, the technological facility of systems to assist humans in decision-making and problem-solving. and the ability to help humans with difficult or unsafe tasks. So what happens in a blockchain and some of the technologies we'll be talking about tonight is once you get them up and running, they work on their own, and they don't require a lot of assistance physically. Once things are up and running, they just kind of continue to do what they've been designed to do without a lot of intervention. Decentralized decisions, the ability for cyber physical systems to make decisions on their own and to perform their tasks as autonomously as possible. That's kind of what I just mentioned. Once you get these things up and running, or it's like maybe an automobile, we're getting to where they drive themselves. These are all parts of this fourth industrial revolution, and there's massive amounts of company money and investor money that's going in to solve these problems and to build out all of that infrastructure. A couple charts I just pulled up. There's a lot more you can go and research on the internet about the size and the forecast of the IoT network. But we're looking at by 2025 on the one chart on the left, over $1.6 trillion roughly size in actual dollars of the marketplace. And to do that, there's going to be 75.44 billion devices being deployed and installed, and sensors and devices and things that are communicating on the IoT network. So we're at the beginning still stages of a massive expansion in the IoT space as part of the fourth industrial revolution. So that's quite exciting. And now let's see how some of the marketplace or the applications and industries that are all working on trying to build out on this new infrastructure. You've got smart manufacturing, smart cities, and agricultural and smart homes. The automotive industry is driving a lot of the demand for these device communications and smart automobiles. Military, healthcare, and fitness. These are all, this is not a complete list, but basically industries that are trying to capitalize on the technology of blockchain and on sensors and communication, smart devices and so forth. But just to let you know, there's a lot of space in which or demand for a way for all of these devices to communicate, and it's through the IoT network, networks. And so let's just talk about the largest out there, and that is the Helium Network. The Helium Network is both a physical network. It's a whole cluster. They're up to over 600,000 devices deployed right now, or what we call hotspots, and growing. Over 60, 70,000 new hotspots are being deployed per month around the world. And this is a network that allows all of these devices to actually communicate back to the owner of the device or the company that is collecting this real-time data through the IoT network. And Helium is what you call a autonomous type network. So any device manufacturer that wants to run their device data through the Helium network, they can do that. It's an open network rather than a closed network, and all they'd have to do is pay to play. There's just a function we'll talk about here shortly about how they can pay some money in kind of a prepaid fashion, and then their devices are eligible to send data through the network. So they've coined the phrase, Helium has, the company, the people's network, or the people's powered network. And it's a wireless network. It runs on radio waves. So it's powered by the Helium blockchain. The People's Network represents a paradigm shift for decentralized wireless infrastructure. They've got a handful of VC capital investors. You can see those listed there. They've raised money in about 3 different rounds from what I have been able to research. And over $168 million of venture capital was raised in these 3 rounds. And so they had a good amount of dollars to build the infrastructure up to a certain point. And then I'll explain how the Helium coin and the blockchain, the Helium blockchain, is becoming a reward system. So a new way of mining crypto, and that is normally when you mine crypto, you think of mining Bitcoin or Ethereum or some of these other coins, which is a transactional consensus algorithm that generally takes a lot of energy and power to run these very powerful computers. Well, this is completely different. It's a paradigm shift in that. This is, you can deploy a small device in your home or office. You can provide your city with miles of low-powered network coverage for billions of devices and earn a new cryptocurrency called HNT. So the use here is a massive decentralized connectivity. Hundreds of companies and thousands of developers are already building on the People's Network, the world's largest and fastest growing LoRaWAN network. That's a low-range, wide area network. It's radio frequency, so the the frequency that it's in is no more different than running an FM radio in your home, so very safe from that standpoint. Thousands of existing solutions, sensors, devices, and gateways can easily be configured to run on this LongFi. That's another term for it. A powerful blend of LoRaWAN and blockchain technologies. So let's talk a little bit about this cryptocurrency and what you're really doing here. Mining with radio, which is that LoRaWAN frequency, the People's Network is powered by an entirely new incentive model made possible by the Helium blockchain. Now, all these slides I'm talking about right here on Helium, they're just clips off of their website, which is helium.com. So I just took the key things and put them into the PowerPoint, but you can certainly go to helium.com and do a lot more deep dive and research. It's a very informative website to help you learn everything about what the People's Network's all about. So how do you really earn HNT? Participants can earn HNT by mining, what they call mining, and building coverage for the People's Network using compatible hotspots. And so you're either in the beginning where anybody that has a hotspot in their home, they're being compensated in HNT and not dollars. Later you can turn those HNT cryptocurrency into dollars at any point in time you'd like on an open exchange. But you're verifying proof of coverage rather than a transactional function that mining other cryptocurrencies does. This is a proof of coverage. This is just one hotspot talking to other hotspots every hour, and it's passing some information to say, you know what, you're up and running, you're powered up, you've got access to the internet, and you're communicating, and you're ready to get any data that would pass through the network. And so this first way that we get paid with a hotspot is just proof of coverage, just talking to the other hotspots around us. The next way, and this is the growing part of the network, and the proof of coverage income will drop as the relay device data income increases, both paid in HNT, but this is where the hotspot is earning for transferring device data over the network. These are paying customers and these sensors that are needing to send data back to the home base. The more devices, device data, the hotspot transfers, the more you earn. And so it's very much like a cell phone tower. As calls that are being made and going through your tower, if you owned a tower, is a very similar concept. And so as devices are needing access to the internet, these hotspots, and they happen to run past your device in your home, then you're getting compensated. And that's almost on an hourly basis. There's little bits of information and compensation that comes to you because you're hosting a box. It's a new kind of crypto miner. This miner, this HNT, is done by installing a simple device in your office window. That's it, seriously. Hotspots provide miles of wireless network coverage for millions of devices around you using Helium LongFi, and you are rewarded in HNT for doing this. And because of the incentive proof of work model, we call it proof of coverage, your hotspot only uses about 5 watts of energy. And so it's like running a light bulb, an LED light bulb constantly in your home. It's no different probably than running your gateway, your internet access on an ongoing basis. So it costs very, very little to operate the box in your home, and you just leave it running constantly because like I said, every hour there's a potential for that box to earn a little bit of revenue via HNT. So the value of HNT: millions of compatible devices can use the people's network, and each device requires data credits. Data credits in order to send this data across the internet. Well, what is a data credit? Data credit is a fixed value. Data credits are created by burning HNT, which reduces the total supply to achieve a burn and mint equilibrium. The more devices using data credits, the more HNT will be burned. So really what happens here is, if I was a device manufacturer of a bunch of sensors, let's say there were air quality sensors or whatever, they could be one client in the system is Victor Mousetrap, and so they've got a mousetrap that anytime a mouse comes into the trap, it will tell your cell phone that, hey, you've got a mouse. Just all kinds of applications. But if I have a device, I'm a manufacturer, and I need to run, or would like to run data across the Helium network, then I have to buy some HNT on the open market. Okay, so there's some now demand for HNT, which has a potential of increasing the value of each HNT in the marketplace. Then I own that HNT as a device manufacturer, and now I convert it into data credits, because I don't want my value of HNT could fluctuate, erratically, even on a daily basis. And so I want to stabilize it. So let's say I spent $100,000 of HNT, and I immediately turn it into data credits. Now I have a $100,000 value of data credits that all of my devices can start spending. And any that is still in my bank account of data credits is not fluctuating on a daily basis. It's a stable coin. It can only be spent in the Helium network. That's where the only value is. And so what happens is a couple things that are causing HNT price to potentially go up on a continual basis, at least over time. And that is the demand of HNT of manufacturers and device manufacturers that need to buy it off the open market. That pushes up demand. And then the fact that they turn around and turn it into data credits, which burns it, which takes that HNT out of supply. And so a supply and demand economics 101 is the less available, the rest that are available value goes up. And so that's that burn and mint equilibrium. It's talking about taking supply of HNT out of the marketplace as it is burnt, while through the proof of coverage process, new coins are being minted and put into the supply. Okay, so let's move on. That is what has been put out there, is an open network so that device manufacturers can just pay some money to run their devices on the network. And so Helium has been allowing manufacturers to build these hotspots and deploy them out. People buy them, and they put them up, and they start earning some HNT. Well, now let's pivot over to iHub Global, iHub.global. This is a separate company. It's a marketing company. They saw what Helium was doing and how the pace in which the deployment of these hotspots were going, and it was very slow at first. And it's picked up some, but somebody like iHub comes along, and these guys, these founders, kind of come from the network marketing industry, and they realized this might be an ideal business opportunity to run through those types of models of getting people to refer other people. And so iHub was kind of born on this concept of how do we create a unique accelerated affiliate program that people can share the revenue off of the boxes that are deployed out there. And so they got up and running, and the first acquisition that they purchased was a company called Helium Track, which was a software tool that helped understand where are the best places to place hotspots around the world. And so it's a very powerful engine to help you analyze the potential earnings of a hotspot based on a location. And so they purchased that company, and then they had those developers continue to build out a whole lot of functionality to create this back office for affiliates to be able to grow a business and grow a very large network very quickly. And not only grow it, but then manage it with, managing your hotspots with this very powerful back office functionality. And so on this page here, these little these little clips that I have placed on this page, behind every one of these is a training video on that topic, and they have, dozens of other training videos of different topics on how to use the software and to grow a business inside there. So it's very, very powerful. So what really is the industry that we're really in? It's called a sharing economy. Many of you are probably aware of sharing economies like Uber or Lyft or Airbnbs and all of these places that allow you as common individuals to get involved. And some of the factors that drive this industry and growing those sharing economies is it's really flexible. People can kind of come and go, do as much as they want or as little as they want. It's very convenient. There's a low barrier of entry. It doesn't take a lot of money to get involved into one of these sharing economy type models. And there's minimal regulations. You don't have a bunch of licenses to get. You can do it under a business and get a business license if you like, but in many of these cases, you're just, donating your time in exchange for some type of reward, or your home or a room or whatever. So that's what we call a sharing economy. I think what we're talking about here with Helium and iHub is a sharing economy. It meets all the criteria of being a sharing economy, which means your barrier to entry is very low. It's very flexible. There's not a lot of commitment in terms of your time and resources. It's very convenient. Once you get one of these up and running, it just kind of operates on its own. There's no really much in the way of any regulations associated with it. And so it meets that criteria. Well, what we're really talking about here, if you wanted to be a host of a hotspot, there's a $99 non-refundable fee, and then you'll get an upgraded antenna. And that's important because you'll increase the amount of HNT that your box earns. And then you have a chance or opportunity to pay a lease payment of $18 a month, but that's ongoing. Or you can put a refundable $400 deposit down on that box. Then iHub would send a box to you at your location. It's their box. You're just sharing the revenue that comes off of that box. You're hosting it. Whenever you decided to maybe turn that box in, the $400 is refunded to you. So effectively, it was $99 out of pocket with about a $50 value of an antenna, an upgraded antenna. There's no additional costs, and there's no monthly fees. So there's not like a auto ship. You're not buying something every month to operate your hosted box. There's just no other costs. And then you'll earn daily earnings in HNT. Now, there's a halving structure. I don't want to get into the tokenomics of HNT, but it's going to take 50 years for all of the HNT to be mined. And it'll even take longer than that because of all of the data credits and the burning of the HNT as time goes along as well. So effectively, you get one of these boxes in your home, and it may be many years that it continues to just pay out HNT to you. So hopefully that little concept. Let's move on to iHub Global and how they've kind of leveraged using a dynamic hosting affiliate program that they've put together on how you can share this revenue. So the real question is, would you rather have 100% of the HNT that is earned off of your own miner and only have one miner because these miners can only be installed no closer than 3 football fields or 300 yards away from one another, and kind of in a hexagon cluster. So you can't buy like 50 of these and put them in your home. That's not. You're doing a proof of coverage. So we're trying to to dot these things around the world so that these devices can always reach the internet, basically, these sensors. Or would you like to earn up to 35% of the HNT mined on mini hotspots? So that's the basic concept here is, you with a little bit of effort in terms of doing some affiliate or referring kind of thing, you certainly could earn a nice income versus something that is just, a smaller amount if you just controlled one HNT and the revenue off of one HNT. And so let's just talk a little bit more about how this is a little bit different than typical, network marketing or MLM compensation. And it really comes down to the real big difference is where the compensation comes from that pays us. In a typical MLM compensation, there's you, and then you refer some people, and typically there's a cost or a product to buy at that point in time, and then they refer other people, and it's all in dollars. You're getting paid in dollars. And where the money comes from to pay your compensation, yours and others that you refer, is through typically an auto ship. So they sign up for, $100 a month for some product to be shipped to them. And as long as they keep keeping that auto ship going, then the money flows. But too often, many people realize that they don't like the product, they don't need the product, that it's too much work to try to get other people to spend money on the product, and it tends to fall apart. It's a lot of effort and energy, and only a few people tend to make some decent money in that kind of a model. I've never been a fan. I've joined a few, mostly as a courtesy to someone who I like, who's talking to me about it, and I say, okay, I'm willing to try the product, and I'll buy it at the dealer price, but often I drop it pretty quickly, and I think I'm kind of typical. So I'm not a fan of those, but when iHub saw that they have this little device that is what is generating the revenue, it changed the game. So really what you have inside a compensation program with this Helium Network is you invite someone, to become a host of a device. If they choose to have a device, then there's a minimal cost up front for that device, and then it's the device. It's the proof of coverage algorithm that is generating the HNT, not dollars, the HNT that runs the compensation program. So you're not asking your referred affiliate to buy anything more than what the cost would be to generate or to own, to control and host one of these boxes in their home. And you would be strategic as to where you might place those. So you wouldn't go over to your neighbor and say, let's put one in your house because that's much too close to the box that might be in your house. And so it's really a location more than it is the person. So you're going to be, rather than looking for someone that might be your closest friend, but he lives too close to you, that wouldn't be a great candidate for him to have a box in his home or her home. But rather looking for areas using the tools to say, you know what, I'm going to contact someone in this area of town or in this part of the world and see if they wanted to become an affiliate and a host of one of these boxes in their home or office. And so this is really an affiliate arrangement with a location more than it is a person. And there is a little bit of upfront cost in terms of getting the hosting arrangement put in place. But then after that, there's no other cost, and the revenue just continues to flow because of this what we call proof of concept or proof of coverage. And every hour there's a epoch, which stands for the proof of coverage algorithm, that all of these boxes get pinged and they talk to one another and they say we're up and running, and that mines, or you mine some HNT every hour, roughly every hour. Your box might be participating in that just for having it up and running. So the big difference here, they're using a little bit of a tiered affiliate program. They call it Pro Team, bronze teams, silver teams, and gold teams. And we'll point to where you can learn a bit more about that. But just understand, you're not asking friends and family to get on an auto ship and spend some of their dollars so that you could make a bunch of money. We don't even, in this compensation program, you don't get any money out of that $99 or the $400 deposit or the antenna costs, shipping costs, none of that. You're only getting HNT paid to you when the boxes are deployed and they're earning some HNT. So here at iHub.global, their website, they have now published a compensation plan. It's in a form of a training, and so you can actually go through each of these tabs and learn a little bit more about the compensation. So when I mentioned that you could earn up to 35%, if once you've got your 26th person that is direct to you or that you've referred that's hosting a box, then everybody after that, the 26th and beyond, you will be earning 35% of the revenue that's coming off of their box, their hosted box. So more about that compensation program if you were to go and research it a little bit on their website. So now let's move on to Start Your Crypto and Tony, Bob, and Ron. And what our commitment is, we want to help you navigate through this fourth industrial revolution and get as much compensation out of that, this next revolution that's happening. It's going to happen with or without us, but we might as well participate in it. So what we are focused on right now at startyourcrypto.com is this building out the infrastructure or our part of the infrastructure with our partners and host, that's you guys, on the Helium and the iHub plan. And so we are quite skilled, I think, in the Helium platform and the iHub system, and we can help you navigate that. Now, of course, Bob brings a lot of his expertise in the tax-related area and even the business structure, whether you wanted to build this underneath a Roth IRA or any kind of a tax-advantaged company, you could certainly do that, and we can help you with that. Or if you're just doing it under your own name and tax, Social Security number, or whatever. But what we plan on doing is bringing out some additional ways to earn or make money in the crypto space in potentially other type of mining, traditional type mining that most people are familiar with, staking, which is basically putting coins into a savings account. Some of these staking pools are earning anywhere from 5 to 20% per annum in returns, and that's where you just take coins and stake them, meaning you kind of put them away for a period of time, almost like a CD. And during the time that you have it staked, they're paying you effectively an interest in the form of that coin. And then if you wanted to get into some trading, we'll show you some pretty conservative, safer, or less risky ways of trading using bots. So you're not having to watch and make emotional decisions on a daily or hourly basis. We can automate that a little bit and let the bots do some of the work. So you have an opportunity at this point to kind of go through directly and not even go to Helium, get a box, or earn all the money from that box on that single location, or you can choose to come through the iHub channel. Now there's many affiliates that you could join with through the iHub plan, and this slide here is really saying we would love to have you part of our team, and we bring some extra value over joining any of the other groups inside iHub. So we're down to kind of the decision time. So here's the questions you got to ask. Do you want to profit from the fourth industrial revolution? If the answer is no, do nothing. Thank you for your time listening. It's okay. You're certainly going to benefit from the changes that are happening to the world and how this information that can affect our daily decisions in our life is getting more and more valuable and easier and simpler to live in this world with all of the technology that's coming and moving forward. If the answer is yes, then what to do next is the question is, do you want to mine some HNT? And if the answer is no, then just do nothing, not move on. If the answer is yes, then the next question is, do you want to earn 100% of one miner or up to 35% on many miners? And if the answer is, I just want to earn 100% of my own location, then I suggest you go buy one retail. And you can go to helium.com, and in one of the pages there, you will be able to scroll down and see all of the device manufacturers that are approved. And you can, many of them I think have even a button that you can click over and takes you to a store where you could maybe order, or to their website so that you can try to order one of those boxes. I will tell you right now that these manufacturers have a decent size of a backlog. So you could be, 6, 8, 10 weeks out before you might get a box. And those prices are going to be ranging anywhere from $500 to $700 roughly. You could try to find something on eBay and pay $1,500 for it or something like that. But it really would not be too wise to spend too much money on one of these boxes, because you've got to earn it back with the HNT that it can generate and the value of that HNT. But that's certainly, if you want to earn 100%, you could certainly go that route. We're hoping to be able to direct you to a particular manufacturer and maybe get the boxes a little better, a little faster. But we're still working on that arrangement. If you say, you know what, I don't mind referring this on to some other people, I see the vision, and I would like to earn 30% or up to 35%, as low as 20%, 10 to 20%. Then I would suggest that you get with the person that might have sent you to this video or watch this video, because they have an affiliate link, and it's going to look something like http://join.heliumtrack.app/ and then their affiliate ID name, and that's the one you'd want to click on, and there'll be a join button there, and you would go ahead and sign up, and that would code you to their organization. And immediately when you do that, you're going to have access to that back office, and you will have already generated your affiliate link that you can start using to share this opportunity or teach people about the Helium Network and how they can join. So the next step would be reserve a hotspot. At that point is when you're going to pay the $99 one-time fee. Up until that point in time, you can have access to the back office without any cost. There's a lot of training videos. You can get acquainted with the whole process and learn as much as you can about both affiliate programs and the tools that are there and the Helium Network itself. Then set some goals. My recommendation would be that you set a goal to reach gold as soon as possible, and that would be 26 direct people, and then the 27th on, or the 26th on, basically is at your gold level, which gives you the maximum compensation that could happen in their dynamic program. When the box is ready to ship to you, that is when you would pay the $400 refundable deposit, and then they ship the box off to you. Once the box is there at your house, you're going to set it up when it arrives. Hopefully you'll have that antenna voucher, and you'll be able to get that antenna maybe even ahead of the hotspot, and you'll get it installed. And there's some instructional videos on how to do that. And then my recommendation is to stay informed. Watch webinars. They do them weekly, multiple times a week. We put out content 3 Thursdays of the month through this channel here, and we're here to assist you. And you're going to also want to maybe help some of your direct affiliates reach gold as well. That again increases the amount of HNT that all of us are earning, and it's really that simple. So now I want to underscore this point. Now this is also on the compensation area inside the iHub back office. But I'm going to read this to you because it's important for you to understand this concept. It is not necessary to host a hotspot to be able to fully participate in the revenue system. Enrollment in an iHub global affiliate, or as an iHub global affiliate, is free for everyone. You do not even need to provide a payment method when you join. The optional cost includes leasing a hotspot and using our upgraded versions of the software. They have some paid versions that give you some additional tools for marketing and that type of stuff. After reading this explanation, you will see that it's not only easy to earn HNT, but it's also a lot of fun. So really what we're talking about here is it's not one of these things where everybody that joins needs to host a hotspot. In fact, there are several that might even not be qualified because the area that they live is too dense. There's too many other hotspots around. But that doesn't prevent you from becoming a promoter and an influencer and tie into the affiliate program and the affiliate revenue, because certainly some people that you know or people that they know are going to be in areas and they will be inclined to want to host one of these hotspots at their home or office and generate the personal HNT off of their location, in addition to inviting some of their people that they know into the system. And so this is how we are aggressively participating in building out the People's Network, which is the Helium company's concept, and that we can participate in that. And because we're participating in that, we get to tap into this ongoing HN2 revenue that is coming available to any hotspot that's up and running and available. So let's now wrap this up. I've kind of covered this all in a nutshell now. This is really enough information for you to decide, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and click on this link, and I'm going to at least sign up to iHub under my refers link and spend some time inside that website and really decide whether, number one, I'm eligible to have a hotspot in my location, or number two, am I interested in sharing this with other people, and what kind of revenue opportunity is it for me if I were to do something like that? And you can do as little as much effort as you would like, and see how much money that could be generated. But this is going to be month in, month out revenue, and it won't tend to drop off like something like another MLM where people decide to stop paying their auto ship the box, and the system is generating all of the value and not somebody's paycheck or wallet to pay for some additional product for the next many months. Those are flawed systems, in my opinion. Only a few people generate any money that's worth bragging about. This is a system that I think is easy to do. It's all online. You can do email campaigns. You can just share your affiliate link socially. Obviously, talking to people about it is more helpful than not. But yeah, I think that everybody can do this and be successful at some level. And we're here to help you be as successful as possible. So on that note, we'll close up this presentation. Thank you for your time watching it. Share it if you'd like, and certainly get an account so that as you do some talking this up and sharing it with other people, that you have an affiliate link that you can go ahead and have them join and start building out your own network even before you've spent any money. And that's what my recommendation would be. We would love to have you on board, and thank you very much.